Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Saturday. We have 6 matchups on this NBA slate today. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay. Get $10 in risk-free entries whenever you sign up. And you can use them on player props for these 6 games here, guys. It's a win-win. Go ahead and hop in, get that money, and I also have an exclusive Sports Parlay Picks NFL tournament in there, free entry, $25 in prizes. I'll announce the winners, the top 3 winners, next week in my videos. So yeah, go ahead and do that, guys. It's free. You have nothing to lose but potential money to gain. So it's really a no-brainer. And yeah, let's hop into it, guys. A light slate today, starting with the Houston Rockets versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver opening up as 10.5 point favorites with the over-under at 217. You can get Denver on the money line at minus 570. Houston plus 395. The last 10 head-to-head, Denver 6-4, 5-5 covering in those 10. Houston, they've been very bad here on a 6-game losing streak. 0-12 on the road, 0-5 on the road against Denver. Denver 5-0 at home against Houston. Coming off back-to-back losses against Memphis, a 108-106 loss against Memphis here. I think it's a great spot for Denver. Houston, they've been getting beat by double digits. Literally every game has been a double-digit loss for them. Except for the Laker game, they lost by 2. That's been the closest game so far in a while. Honestly, this season that they've only lost by single digits here. Yeah, gonna go with the trend. This Rockets team is bad. I think it's a good bounce back for Denver coming off a couple bad losses to Memphis. Give me Denver minus 10.5, and take them on the money line for your parlays. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Chicago Bulls. Bulls opening up as 3.5 point favorites with the over-under at 211. You can get Bulls on the money line at minus 160. The Sixers plus 140. The last 10 head-to-head, Philly 9-1, 8-2 covering in those 10. Philly, going to be without Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, obviously. Chicago, no major injuries to report here. These teams did just play each other. Philly picking up the 103-98 win over Chicago. Philly on an 8-game winning streak against Chicago, 4-1 on the road against Chicago. I mean, Philly's been dominant against Chicago. Honestly, as long as Embiid plays, I'm going to take Philly plus the points. Chicago I think they have a much better roster right now. Really great starting 5, but this same Philly team beat Chicago with all those players out. Getting Philly plus the points again. I feel like this season, we really look into injuries too much. Just because guys have starters out does not mean you need to hammer the other team, because that has been very unsuccessful so far this season. We've seen teams play teams where their starters aren't playing and that team just doesn't even show up. We'll take Philly plus the points here. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Phoenix Suns. Suns opening up as 4.5 point favorites with the over-under at 222. You can get the Suns on the money line at minus 195. Atlanta plus 165. The last 10 head-to-head, Atlanta 6-4. Phoenix 5-4-1 covering in those 10. Atlanta, 1-5 on the road against Phoenix. 0-7 covering on the road. Not getting it done on the road, this Hawks team. The Suns 5-1 at home against Atlanta. 4-2 in their last 6 here. Man, this Atlanta team, it's like you take them when they're... you take them when they're the favorites, they don't show up. You take them as the underdogs, and they really show up. Tough matchup here. No major injuries to report. Philly looking good on... Or not Philly, Phoenix looking good on a... Let's see, do they play tonight? They don't. They're on a nice little 3-game win streak. Looking pretty good here. Atlanta, 2-game losing streak. Not too great. Lost against Brooklyn and the Jazz here. I like the Suns to keep things rolling here. They're finally hot. Gonna roll with the hot teams. And we're gonna roll with the Suns here. Alright guys, next matchup we have the Utah Jazz versus the Miami Heat. Heat opening up as 2.5-point favorites with the over-under at 213.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Miami 6-4. Utah 6-4 covering in those 10 matchups. I do see Kyle Lowry is questionable for the Heat, and then so is Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz. Utah looking really good. Nice little 3-game winning streak. Miami coming off that 95-78 loss against Boston. A game where they were 6-point favorites. And, they got beat pretty bad. Utah 4-1 in their last 5 covering against Miami. 7-1 in their last 9. Playing really good basketball here. Pretty much for me, if Donovan Mitchell does play for the Jazz, I like the Jazz plus 2.5. If he's out, I'm going to roll with the Heat. That's pretty much how it's going to go for me. Next matchup, we have the Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks opening up as 4.5-point favorites with the over-under at 215.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Boston 7-3, 6-4 covering in those 10. I do see Porzingis is questionable Saturday. We'll see if he ends up playing or not. Jaylen Brown is out for Boston. Boston on a 2-game winning streak. Looking pretty nice in their last 2 games here. Big win over Miami. Mavs coming off that 109-108 win over the Spurs. Boston 3-8 on the road against Dallas. So they have struggled on the road against Dallas here. Dallas 5-2 in their last 7. 8-3 at home against Boston here. Yeah, I like Dallas minus 4.5 here. If they get Porzingis back, that'll be pretty nice. Reggie Bullock is probable, but no Jaylen Brown. That does hurt the Celtics, even though they are on a 2-game winning streak here. Just don't know if I can trust the Celtics. They've been pretty disappointing so far this season. I like the Mavs in this matchup. Gonna roll with Dallas. And then the last matchup, we have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Blazers opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 219.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Lakers 6-4, 6-4 covering in those 10 games. I do see LeBron James is out, but Anthony Davis is probable. Dwight Howard's probable as well. Lakers coming off that 3-point loss against the Thunder. And then OKC coming off a 110-106 win over Indiana. The Lakers 10-4 covering in their last 14 against Portland. 6-0 covering against Portland on the road here. Portland 0-6 covering at home against the Lakers. Honestly, man, as long as Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook are playing for the Lakers, we know this Laker team just lost to the Thunder here, but this Portland team has been pretty bad. They barely just beat the Pacers. It literally took like a game-winning effort to beat the Pacers here. I know the Lakers have been struggling, but I like the Lakers plus the points here. It's just too hard to trust the Trailblazers. Really is. I don't know if you can even do it. We'll take Lakers plus the points here. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. And I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.